the sound of the bell arriving to the ears. Acknowledging of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranam gacchami, Dhanang saranam gacchami, Sanghang saranam gacchami. In gratitude and appreciation, honoring those that have been before us and have found illumination, freedom from suffering, and have been willing to share it with us. Honoring to all of those who did the best they could in passing down generation to generation. It's been a while, 2,600 years since a Buddha was around, and we have the great blessing of being able to receive the teachings however they get to us and to make them our own. The simple yet challenging ways of relaxing and settling our bodies, and calming our minds. Allowing a sense of goodwill to be present with us. Kindness and gentleness with ourselves. Appreciation for taking this time. We could be doing many other things, but for choosing and taking this time to be together in our practice as we individually look at our hearts and minds. Holding ourselves in kindness. Letting the mind feel open. Letting the heart feel gentle. Creating our comfortable place of sitting as best we can, our nest. Adjusting our bodies, feeling our feet on the floor, noticing pressure or warmth or heat, tingling where our feet are, or where our buttocks is on the pillow or the cushion. Letting ourselves be grounded and settled within our bodies. Noticing the breath. where we might be feeling it, whether we are feeling it at the nostrils or whether we are noticing it creating pressure in the lungs or pressure at the diaphragm. Letting that original place for mindfulness and awareness to begin in the single object of awareness. The breath at the nostrils or the belly, or maybe the touch point of the buttocks on the cushion. Finding ourselves settling into the gravity of our bodies and the openness of our breath as it fills the container of our bodies. Grounded in the body. Noticing what the breath is like. Letting our attention to detail be present. Is it warm or cool? Is it a long breath? Is it a short breath? Does it feel rough or smooth? Spacious or dense, or whatever other ways you notice the breath. We're training the mind and the heart to attend and concentrate on a single object. And we can do this with a kind of relaxation, not a lot of intensity, letting that goodness and kindness that we started out with be a part of this awareness and investigation. We're just guiding the mind to be attentive to one point where mindfulness arrives and awareness is there, and then that falls away and awareness falls away and it arises again. Over and over, and we gently keep our attention there. And over time, as we do this over and over again, we gain a few more moments of mindfulness, being consistent, moment after moment. We always wander away. We can go off into thinking, which the thought door does so well. And we can notice how thinking is arising. And without following all those thoughts, we can return gently to where the breath is. We can also wake up there in that moment, just noticing, went away there for a while, now I'm back. This moment, being present in this moment. And we can notice from one moment to the next where our mindfulness goes, which is another way of opening up the attention, still keeping on one object, but the objects arise and pass away. The mind goes from object to object. Sometimes a more open awareness of what's arising. We can always return back to the single object of the breath if we find ourselves agitated or restless or sleepy or wondering what we're doing. We can just return to the breath or the sit point. And we can open out into a more open awareness, noticing what arises at each of the sense doors when they do, if we feel comfortable doing that. Mindfulness present, awareness present, easeful, relaxed, alert. Finding interest in the next moment. And every time we recognize something arising, it's wholesome because we're recognizing it. There's both the wholesome of what we're doing, seeing what's arising, and we're able to acknowledge it. So awareness is there, noticing what's arising, and maybe if it's something unwholesome arising, we can still at least recognize that it's unwholesome. So Sayadaw U Tejaniya calls that you're counting wholesome because we've recognized it. And so there's never a loss in recognizing. It's always good, whether what we recognize is wholesome or unwholesome. We're recognizing it. Awareness is present. remembering that we're holding ourselves in kindness. We're being generous to ourselves. We're recognizing what arises, noticing that it's there for a while, conditions have come together, and then it passes. And we keep our mind energized. That energy can allow us to receive all the other senses as well. The very qualities that are present in our meditation are skillful, wholesome qualities of the mind. And they're being cultivated. We're aware of our own experience. The experience of all of our senses and the objects, both mental and physical, that are being sensed. These objects that we notice with mindfulness, they arise and pass. They're there to support the presence of awareness. So we might notice sometimes that when we're in a right kind of balance, we might be looking at something, but we know other things as well. Knowing is happening. They kind of impinge on our awareness. But it's skillful means keeping the mind energized, and that energy lets us receive all the other senses, even while we're attending to a single object. Like the bird's eye view of keeping the breath in mind, but knowing other objects as they arise and pass. Realizing anicca, anatta, and dukkha, that we can't hang on to what's arising and passing. We can't control it. We see that it changes. And that can bring great gladness to the mind. We are growing wholesome states of mind. We're knowing what's arising, and we are also knowing the experience. There might be one object. Sometimes there might be a couple of objects. The object may change. They might become more or less. It doesn't really matter. But what's important is that we are aware. Cultivating good qualities of heart and mind, encouraging and cultivating and letting these qualities flourish. We're recognizing what's actually happening. And we may notice that we are continually letting go. It doesn't take much effort, just enough to be present and interested. Wisdom arises. Seeing clearly what's happening. Sometimes we may notice any of the hindrances. Wisdom is there. We may notice that we just let the hindrance go, abandoning it, setting it aside. The byproduct of wisdom is happiness. Noticing delusion when it arises. Noticing anxiety or restlessness, doubt, attachment or pushing away. And so we nurture being continually aware. Comes from insight and knowledge gained from regularly having awareness of what's happening. Awareness grounds us and allows these wholesome mind states to arise. Rising together with awareness. We can notice unwholesome states as they arise, rising together with awareness. And when we have awareness, we have the opportunity to learn and allow the wisdom aspect of our mind to flourish. It's that which sees clearly. And these moment-to-moment cultivations builds our confidence in the practice. We can have the faith and the motivation the confidence to keep exploring. Moving into various unknown and uncharted regions of our minds. You've heard me remind us before about the 5 faculties of faith or confidence and having just the right amount of effort. We have mindfulness present as concentration gets developed and wisdom is there. And we can see all of these at different times, still using the object arising and passing. Thoughts arising and passing. Whatever we notice at a sense door. We can notice what the attitude of the mind is. We can be reminded of the joy that comes from recognizing each moment, the wisdom that creates interest and understanding. It allows us to look deeper into how we experience life and our relationship to the world around us. And in these constantly changing times, the world around us can look very unbalanced. But we can sit in the stability of the practice, our mindfulness, stick in the middle of the stream, dipping our toes in, letting a stream of kindness flow around us. Softening our hearts and minds and keeping us protected and at ease. May we remind ourselves to be peaceful and at ease no matter what. May the spaciousness of these thoughts of well-being, goodwill, kindness include ourselves and include a teacher. Using the phrase that you like or the sense, feeling that arises in the heart. May this being be free from danger. May they be peaceful, take care of themselves happily. May we let this kindness flow to a close friend, seeing this person happy and healthy, allowing this sense of kindness that we have generated for ourselves and our teacher or benefactor. May it embrace a close friend. Feeling the presence of this friend in our hearts, letting these thoughts of kindness radiate to them, wishing them to be free from harm, free from danger, safe and protected and have ease. And then allowing these thoughts of kindness to also include within our body of breath a neutral person. Sometimes it's surprising who shows up as the neutral person. Just leaving spaciousness for someone that we don't know to occupy that space. Maybe we like to consider a group of neutral people. Either way, establishing a sense of kindness and well-being. To include the neutral person or neutral people. May they be free from harm, safe and protected, and have ease. May they have happiness and the causes of happiness. And as we let these thoughts of metta, kindness, well-wishing, goodwill, to include others, may we include all beings, all living things, all creatures, and all individuals, all kinds of personalities, those embodied and engendered, and those unembodied, the noble ones, those who aren't so noble, those realized and unrealized, those that are in suffering and those that are in joy. May all beings everywhere be free from harm, have peacefulness, be free from mental suffering and free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May they be free from suffering. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. And I'm going to end today with the Metta chant. First I'll do it in Pali, and then I'll do it in English. And then maybe after I ring the bell, we can do it ourselves together in a call and response form. Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Danang Pujami Inaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Buddhang Pujami Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatiya Sanghang Pujami. By this practice, in accordance with the Dhamma, I honor the Dhamma. By this practice, in accordance to the Dhamma, I honor the Buddha. And by this practice, in accordance with the Dhamma, I honor the Sangha. Sabbe Satta, Sabbe Panna, Sabbe Bhutta, Sabbe Pugala, Sabbe Attabhava Pariyapana, Sabba Itio, Sabbe Purisa, Sabbe Arya, Sabbe Anariya, Sabbe Dewa, Sabbe Manusa, Sabbe Vinipatika, Awera Hontu, Abhya Paja Hontu, Aniga Hontu, Sukhiyata Nam Pariharantu, Dukkha Muchantu, Yata Lada Sampatito, Mavigachantu, Kamasaka, Sabbe Sata Sukhi Hontu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all beings, all living things, all creatures, all individuals, all personalities, all females, all males, all noble ones, all who are not noble ones, all celestial beings, all human beings, all those in unhappy states, may they be free from enmity and danger. May they be free from mental suffering. May they be free from physical suffering. May they take care of themselves happily. May they be released from all suffering. May their joy and happiness continue and grow. All beings have karma as their true property. May all beings be well and happy. Well spoken. May this goodness be appreciated. May we remember our good deeds. This including of ourselves and others in our Metta practice. May we not forget, and may all that we attend to in our Dharma lives be of benefit to others.